guys, welcome back to Astroways. Last episode we introduced you to the 24 solar terms and we went through the first 12 of them, which covered spring and summer. And we also learned that the beginning of spring doesn't mean the starting of spring. If you missed that interesting information, you need to go back to part 1 of the 24 solar terms video. Okay, so today we have the rest of the solar terms, which are the other half starting from autumn or fall. The beginning of autumn, around beginning of August. Again, if you watched part 1 video, you'd know that the beginning of autumn doesn't mean entering autumn. It means autumn flow is slowly entering summer. It's not pure summer heat anymore. Summer starts to cool down. It's like a gentle transition to a new season. Farmers begin to harvest the crops and they've worked hard to grow. The one after that is called limit of heat. Around late August time, you feel that the heat of summer starts to fade and it's a bit cooler. People enjoy harvest and prepare for the upcoming fall. Next one is white dew. At the beginning of September, dew starts forming on the grass in the morning. It's like a sign that autumn is coming. Farmers keep on harvesting and the plants start changing colors. Next one is autumn equinox. Around late September time, this is when autumn officially starts. Day and night are balanced again, just like in spring. People take a moment to appreciate the changing of the seasons. The one after that is cold dew, which is the beginning of October. Dew gets even colder and it feels like winter is getting closer. People start getting ready for the colder days ahead. Then we have descent of frost at late October, which is when frost appears for the first time, like a reminder that winter is on its way. It's a time to gathering and preparing for the cold. Next one is the beginning of winter. Like all the other beginnings of the season, beginning of winter doesn't mean winter has started. It means you can start feeling winter is coming, which is around beginning of November. It's like a warning telling you that winter is on its way. You better be prepared for it. And you can feel the weather gets colder, people bundle up, and farmer takes a break before getting ready for the new year. Next one after that is slight snow around mid-late of November. For some areas, the first snowflakes fall, gently covering the ground. It's like a soft blanket for nature as it rests. Then comes the great snow in the beginning of December. Snowfall gets heavier and it feels like winter is really here. People stay warm and cozy while nature takes a peaceful rest. Next is winter solstice, around mid-late December time, which is the official starting date for winter. The winter solstice marks the shortest day and longest night of the year. It's like the nature's way of saying, here comes winter. This term is a turning point, signaling the official start of winter. In many cultures, including China, the winter solstice holds special significance as a time for family reunions and feasting. As the longest night passes, the day gradually starts getting longer, reminding us that the circle of nature keeps moving forward. Next one is slightly cold, which is around beginning of January time. I know in most places people are already freezing. How can you say it is slightly cold? Slightly cold is more like a subtle reminder that winter is in full swing. It's like a gentle nudge from the nature saying winter is here, but it's not too harsh. During this time, temperature may drop further and people experience a slightly colder climate. It's time to ensure that you're well prepared for the colder days ahead. Traditional practices focus on staying warm and nourishing the body with hot foods. People might enjoy hot soups, warm teas to keep cozy and comfortable. Next one, and this is the last one in the 24 solar terms, is called Great Cold, around mid-late of January. As the name suggests, the Great Cold is the coldest time of the year. It's like nature's way of saying, okay, now it's really cold. During this term, people bundle up in their warmest clothes, and staying indoors become essential to protect against the harsh cold. This is also a period when some regions may experience heavy snowfall. In ancient times, the Great Cold was a crucial test for survival, and people had to ensure they had enough resources to make it through the severe cold. Today is time when people focus on maintaining their health and well-being through proper nutrition and self-care. Okay, here are all the 24 solar terms, 24 phases that we go through every year based on the position and the relationship between the sun and the earth. Now, at this point, if you came here only to learn about the 24 solar terms and you think you've learned them all, please feel free to leave. For people who have been following my channel or are interested in budget chart reading, feel free to stay until the end because you might be interested in what I'm going to say next. How do the 24 solar terms interact with our budget charts, and why you can't just rely on online chart generators? So basically, what the 24 solar terms determined is the earthly branch on the month pillar on your natal chart. Nothing else, just that one. However, that element is the strongest element, the most powerful element in your entire chart. That element can almost determine, say, half determine whether you are a strong chart or a weak chart. As I mentioned in some old videos, astrology, any kind of astrology, is the impact of the environment on you the moment you were born. Whether this environment is the position of the planets, the stars in the sky, or the climate, the season, the airflow, those elements are everywhere in our life. Whether we can see it or not, whether you can feel it or not. And Chinese budget chart system is mainly based on this season and climate changes. That's why when people come to me for chart reading, I always recommend reading both budget charts and the Chinese astrology 紫微斗数 chart together, because it's more accurate if you combine the benefits from both the climate system and the star system. Okay, going back to the question of our title today. All this time, we've been talking about budget charts, month pillar, now climate and season. This is all from the north part of the equator. If you are from the north, great. If you're from the south, now you're getting a headache. You said budget chart is based on season and climate, so I've been following the wrong guidance. Because I was born in South Africa, we have the opposite season compared to the north of the equator. Yes, you're absolutely right. Although so far I haven't found any online chart generators would factor that in the charts. In most cases, if you go to a metaphysician, most of them won't factor that in either. A lot of them won't even consider true solar time, not to mention the north or south of the equator. But I do, and I do because this budget itself is heavily based on seasons. If you don't factor that in, then means you don't actually know what the true meaning of budget chart. You may have read thousands of books, you might have followed hundreds of masters, but at the end of the day, you have to question it. Why my month column is this element? What does it mean? Why is it so important? When you ask why, you start thinking what makes sense and what doesn't. So for people who were born in the southern part of the earth, the seasons are the opposite. It's actually very simple. If you were born in Tiger month from the south, which is spring in the north, means you were born in the month of monkey, the opposite of tiger, the one that clashes with tiger. If you were born in snake month from the south, it means you were born in the pig month. Heavenly stem stays the same because heavenly stems have nothing to do with the season, only the earthly branch. Switching it to the element that clashes with it, and that's it. Easy, right? Okay guys, that's all for today. If you want to have your chart reading with me, you can email me at astroways.info@gmail.com or find me on Facebook, Astroways. If you like my video, please give me a thumbs up. If you want to know more about metaphysics, please subscribe to my channel and I'll keep you updated.